Welcome to our video editing demo. So once you open After Effects software on your device, it should show this home screen. And to begin, you're going to want to click New Project, which is this green button right here. And it should bring you to this page. So it'll either, you can choose New Composition or New Composition from Footage. I usually choose New Composition, so you're going to click that, and it's going to open up composition settings. So here you can name your composition. I'm just going to name it Jackson. And then you don't have to mess with any of these. And all I want you to change is this part. So ours is going to be 30 seconds. So where this box just have 30 seconds. So everything else is 0, and then here 30. Okay, and then you click OK, and there you go, you have a new composition started. So to add your first clip, you're going to go up to here, File, and then you're going to go down and click Import, and you can either choose to import multiple files at a time or just one file. I like to do one file at a time. Click File, and then it'll open. Here, I'm going to try and find, here we go. And then you find the clip that you want to use, and you click Open. And then it'll appear right here in this left-hand corner. And then you're going to want to drag the clips, you're going to grab onto it, and drag it down to your workspace down here. Okay? And I always like to change the color, so you just click on the box and you can change the color of it. And now, in order to move the clip on the screen, I can click on it with this kind of mouse. So to move the objects, you move this like this. And if you want to move the screen itself, you go up here and click the hand, and now I can move the screen around. Okay. So what I'm going to show you is how to change the opacity of a clip over the duration. So we're going to go down here, and you see this little triangle drop down next to the box. You're going to click that, and you're going to go under Transform, and we're going to go to Opacity. So at the beginning, we're going to click this little stopwatch icon, and we're going to click it. So now right there, it's started. So this has made a point on our timeline. It's telling us that at that point, we want this clip to be this opacity. So I want it to be at 10% opacity at the beginning. And then by 2 seconds, I want it to be 45% opacity. So you move this cursor to the next time point that you want, and you type in here the percentage of opacity that you want the clip to be. So let's see how it changes at 45%. There we go, that's 45% opacity. Now, at 3, I want it to go bump up to 75% opacity. See these diamonds? These are all markers that are telling the program when the opacity needs to get to that point. So then at 4, I want it to be at 100%. And then by 6, if you don't want to have it so, you don't have to time it out so much, then I can just put one last one right here and say by the end, I want it to be back down to 10%. So then between here and here, it will go down to 10% again. Okay, so now that I like all of that, I'm going to close this. Also here, this little volume means that my video has audio, And I don't want my video to have audio, so I'm going to turn that off. And then this little lock pad, if you click that, then that means you can't make any more changes to it until you unlock it. So I like to do that to my clips once I'm done editing them. Now I'm going to show you the next step. So we go back to File, we click Import, open, and there it goes. It appears right there again. And so then you drag it down, and here, see how it's a different color so you can tell. And since this video is so long, and then you drag it, so first you drag it over, so here's our time marker, so this is the end of this clip right here, and since I don't want there to be a little, this clear background showing, I have them overlap a little bit, so that when this video ends, this one appears. And since this video is so long, so much of it, I'm only going to use about only going to use to the 14-second mark. So if you want to split your video, you can go up to here, and you can go Layer, you go Edit, and then you click Split Layer, and then it'll split it right where you were working. Then you can delete the side that you're not using, and boom, you have a little clip left over. So now, with this clip, I'm going to show you how to zoom in and zoom out. So we're going to turn off the volume here. We're going to open that little drop-down menu again, click Transform, and now we're going to go Scale. So we're going to go back to the beginning, and see how this has a percentage as well? We're going to move, we can use this slider to move this down. So I want it to be 44% of its actual size at the beginning. So that's how big I want it to be at the beginning. So I have to click this little stopwatch again, so the diamond appears. And then by the 10-second mark, I want it to be 100%. So from here to here, from 44 to 100%, and then back down. I'm going to do it right before the 14-second mark. I want to put it back down to 44%. And there you go. You have a video that zooms in and zooms out. Now we close this up, we lock that layer, and now we click File, Import, File, drag it from this box down to your workspace. I like to change the color so I know what I'm working with. Drag it down to your point in time. So I like to keep this right there where it ends so that I can have it line up nice. There we go. Now I'm going to show you how to change the location of a clip while it's playing. So again, we're going to click this drop down menu, we're going to go to Transform, and we're going to click Position. So first, click that. So this is its starting point. And then we can move the time indicator to, let's say, 16 seconds. And by 16 seconds, you can drag it to where you want it to go. I want it to be over here by 16 seconds. And then by 18 seconds, I want it way over here. So let's see how that worked out. So remember, just drag it. Wow, look at that. So at the beginning position, we click the compass, and then we move the timestamp, and then we moved our image, which created another diamond, moved our timestamp again, moved the image, which created a third diamond, and now we have this map. Once you're happy with the movement, lock that layer. Now, we're going to move on to hue and how to change the hue and saturation of an image, which is really fun. So, let's pick a funny, nice video. Here we go. Remember, drag it from this corner down to your workspace. It'll always appear right here, and then drag it down to the end of your last video. I like to keep my time indicator right at the end of the last clip so I can line it up. And now, turn this off. We're going to go to Effects. We're going to go down to Color Correction. Once you get into Color Correction, you're going to go down to Hue and Saturation. You're going to click that. Once you open that up, you'll be able to find the effects right there. If it doesn't pop up immediately, you can go down here to the drop-down menu, and an effects drop-down menu will have appeared above transformation, and you can double-click on hue and saturation, and it should appear right here. And now you have a couple options. So you can either change it by color grouping, so red, yellows, greens, cyans, blues, and magentas. Or what I like to do is you can change the entire image all at once. So this is the color range, and you change it by playing around with this wheel. So as we pull the wheel, the color changes. So now I want it to look like this. I'm happy with this color. Now throughout the whole thing, the hue is changed to this purple. Once you're happy with it, lock that. Now I'm going to show you the final step to this project, which is layering. So you're going to go in, import some videos that you want to add in the background. So I like this leaf video a lot. So I'm going to drop that in here, pull that down, close this effects box because I don't need to look at that anymore. And now since I want this video to play in the background, I'm fine with it being here, but I don't want it to be this direction. So I'm going to click on it. I'm going to click on it here. And I'm going to go Layer, Transform, Rotation. And I'm going to type in 90 degrees. Now it'll flip that 90 degrees for me. And now, since I want it a little bit bigger, I want this to fit in. I'm going to pull on these little gray squares in the corner to slowly but surely make it fit the entire screen. And now, since it's underneath the rest of these clips, see how it's lower than the rest of them? It'll show up behind the videos that we've already placed. I'm going to show you again. So we go up to File, Import, File. I'm going to choose this turkey video, Open. Now this video is quite long, so we're going to line it up here, and we're going to split it. So I'm going to take about 14 seconds, or 3-4 seconds of this. Then we're going to go Layer, or Edit. I always forget which button, my bad. Edit, and then down to Split Layer. And it splits that layer. Then this tail end, we can just hit our delete key, and now we're left with the clip that we want. And since this clip is again below all the rest of them we already worked on, all we have to do is resize it. And now, if you wanted to just copy this, if you wanted to have a repeating layering, if you wanted the leaf video to start again, you can select it and you click Command Copy and then Command Paste, and it'll appear right there. And then you move this down and over, and there you go. You have your completed video.